Hey guys, so there was a little bit of a change of plans this week. I actually made a video over the weekend and it got deleted. So I was really disappointed about that, especially since part of it was on Randy's birthday. I had wrapped a present for him and I had made a dinner and I had put all of that in the video and it all got deleted. So I was a little bit disappointed about that. I was really excited about that video. So unfortunately I won't be able to wrap the present again because I ran out of wrapping paper. But I will show you what I did get him. I got him a couple of things. One of them is kind of a joke present, but I thought it was really funny. And he did too, by the way. So I got him a dustpan and broom for his shop. And, oh, it's not going to stay now. There we go. Okay, and then I also got him this. It's a Lego set of like a little family camping, and I thought that was super cute. And he did too. So since I lost all the footage that I had actually made chili chicken enchiladas last week. But today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make homemade pizza. I thought that would be a fun thing to kind of show you guys how I make it. We make our own crust from scratch and then we just basically kind of make whatever we want to put on our pizzas. I hope that he enjoys this birthday video. Okay guys, so I've got all my stuff here. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a cup of warm water into a bowl. And then I'm gonna take 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. And drop it into the warm water. And then I'm going to kind of stir it around until all of the yeast gets dissolved. It all got stuck on my fork. It doesn't want to melt off my fork. So now that the yeast is all dissolved, I'm going to take some oil and I'm just going to do a couple of little spoonfuls. I would say maybe like a tablespoon and a half of oil. And then I'm going to do the flour. And I don't really go by a specific amount. I've done this a few times now, so I just kind of eyeball it. But I'll put the recipe down in the description box for like exact measurements. I'm not a professional, guys. I don't cook professionally. I by no means claim to be a professional cook, but I cook kind of the way we like stuff, and we really like this recipe. Whoops, making a mess. You're not cooking if you don't make a mess though, right? So, you know, some people probably go by recipes a lot more meticulously than I do. And they probably even have better results, especially like when it comes to bread making. I know that it's a very like particular kind of thing that if you do one thing wrong with it, it can turn out not so great, but you just kind of have to cook the things that you like and what you enjoy cooking. And like I said, we really enjoy this. We have homemade pizza quite often. And we really enjoy it, so. So now I'm just gonna roll it out here on the counter. And I know that you're not supposed to overwork any kind of dough, whether it be bread dough or pizza dough or whatever. But like I said, I'm not a professional. So I just kind of try to do my best and just get it all mixed together. And then I basically just kind of mound it into a ball. And what I do, because it makes it a little bit easier to take it out of the bowl, is, I spray the cooking oil on the sides of the bowl, and then I put the pizza crust back in there, and we're gonna cover it up and let it rise a little bit before we actually get to assemble our pizza. So hopefully it'll rise a little bit and it'll make a nice, good, tender crust. We'll see. Oh, and FYI, you want to preheat your oven to 475 degrees. Okay guys, so our crust has risen, and now we're going to spray our pan. And then we're gonna dump it out onto the pan. And oh, it's nice and warm. I think I need flour. Hang on. Got the flour. I'm just gonna put some in my hand so that I can kind of touch the crust and spread it out without getting it all stuck to my fingers. So I'm just gonna spread it out to the edge. Just like that. And usually what I like to do is I'll put it in the oven for a couple of minutes to let the crust kind of start baking, because otherwise it doesn't really cook that well in the center. The edges kind of start getting burned, not really burned, they just start getting a little bit overcooked around the edges before the center is really even finished cooking at all. So this kind of jump starts it so that it all bakes evenly, and then you can start putting your toppings on and then put it all in the oven to bake it. Okay, the pizza was in for just a couple of minutes, and now it is started doing its baking thing. So now we're gonna start putting all of our toppings on. So first what I have, of course, is your tomato sauce or pizza sauce, whatever you want to call it. We always make our own because it's cheaper that way and it tastes better. It can be exactly like what we want it to be. And we like this sauce. It's got a good flavor. It's got a good smell to it. and it's easy to just kind of make and keep in the refrigerator all the time, anytime we need it. So it's good for pizza, but it's also good for spaghetti or whatever kind of Italian-like thing you want to have. What we always put in ours is tomato sauce, or oregano, sweet basil, parsley, garlic, and I think that's it. But we really like it a lot. I always try and put the sauce like right up to the edge of the crust. One, because of course you can never have too much surface of your pizza that's got your toppings on it. And two, because Randy doesn't really like the crust, so I try and kind of make it to where there's not very much crust that doesn't have some toppings on it. So there's that. And then next I'm going to do cheese. And you can do any kind of cheese that you like. I'm going to do a mix of 2 different kinds of cheeses because we like cheese. And there's only like a half a block of each. And we always get block cheese. And then we just use a shredder. And the kind of cheese that we're using is I'm doing pepper jack, and then I think the other is cheddar. I'm usually not a big fan of cheddar cheese, putting cheddar cheese on the pizza because it kind of makes it a little bit too greasy. But it still gives it a good flavor. It's just a little bit greasy. But like I said, I wasn't sure if we'd have enough cheese with just one of them. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to use all of this whole block. Good amount of cheese on our pizza. This pizza is just not pizza without cheese. What we're gonna put on our pizza is green peppers, onions, black olives, and pepperoni. We like to do all different kinds of pizzas. Sometimes we do taco pizza. Sometimes we do a cheeseburger pizza. I have done a barbecue pizza sometimes, but we don't really do that very often. And a lot of times this is kind of our go-to, is sort of like a supreme pizza, I guess you could say. Doesn't have quite as much stuff on it as a supreme would, but it's got quite a bit, and it's got kind of the best stuff, I think, from a supreme pizza. Sometimes I like to sort of saute and caramelize the onions and then put it on the pizza. I've done that before. That's really good. Onions are always better when they're a little bit caramelized and cooked. They just make them so much sweeter. But I didn't do that today. This is a lot easier to just kind of throw them on there. Just slice them up and put them on the pizza. Trying to get away. Cutting up the black olives. And you don't have to cut them up. I have put them on here whole before. But I kind of like to slice them up because then they go a little bit further. A little bit more of a guarantee that every piece is just going to be packed full of black olives. Because Randy and I both really love black olives. This is going to be so good. Can't wait to eat this pizza. It's going to be delicious, guys. Hope that if you guys are making this as well, that yours is just as good and you thoroughly enjoy it, because I know we're going to enjoy ours. And like I said, you can put whatever you want on your pizza. If you don't like black olives, you don't have to put them on there. If you don't like onions or green peppers, or if you're, vegetarian or anything like that, or you just don't really like meat, if pepperoni is too spicy for you, you can do whatever you want. Any kind of pizza that you like. You're only limited to your own imagination. So however you want to make it, I'm sure it's going to be great. I know I'm putting a lot of black olives on here, but like I said, we really love black olives. Pretty sure there's not going to be a single piece on here that's going to be missing black olives. It's all going to be just totally covered in it. Now for our pepperoni. Again, we love pepperoni. So of course there's got to be plenty of it on there, where that each slice is going to have lots of pepperoni. So we're going to put this back in the oven, and we're just basically going to leave it in long enough that the cheese melts, everything just kind of blends together, the crust finishes cooking, and it all just kind of melts together and just becomes delicious. So we'll get right back. Okay, our pizza is all done. Looks so delicious. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you make this, I hope that it turned out just as great. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
uh.